Is your sewing space set up for efficiency and convenience? Well, if not, you might want to get your hands on one of these. If you think you're organized, you might want one too. This is the 11-inch rotating magnetic mat from SewTites. So let's talk about what makes it so great. For first thing, it's 11 inches and it has a magnetic mat. So if you want to work with a project, you can actually use a ruler that has magnets built right into it to hold your fabric in place. And if you have thicker fabric, you can actually put on a booster and it will actually even hold more firmly. So let's take a look at how that would work. So now, why on earth would you want it to rotate? Well, if I set my mat down and I get it all lined up on my fabric how I want it to be, and we give it a cut, right? We trim, then once you have a side trimmed, it's important to not move your fabric. So you can just simply rotate your mat and then you get a nice clean cut on the opposite side as well. So now you have two perfectly cut pieces without having to have lifted your fabric and shifted it out of place. So now I'm going to go ahead and take this off, and we can also use the magnetic mat with an alternate ruler. So this is a Dresden plate ruler from Quilter Select, and the booster magnets will actually hold it right in place as well. So now we can make a really cute Dresden plate just as easily, and we don't have to worry about lifting the fabric off the mat and getting it out of position. So we've got that, and then I missed a little hair. Oh no, I didn't. Here he goes. And then we can just cut this off up at the top, and we'll have a nicely cut out piece of fabric, just the right size as our template, whatever template you may be using. Now, the most common way that I use this mat is to true up my pieces. So I tend to like to have my pieces cut a little bit bigger than the unit that it is asked for, and then I'll use my ruler to true it up. So on this half square triangle, what I want to do is line up the diagonal line. Let me get it over the white so you can see the diagonal line right here, the 45. I'm going to line that up with the seam on my fabric, get that in place, and now when you are sitting at your sewing machine, you can true up your block without having to go anywhere. And one thing that I love about the 11-inch rotating mat is that you are able to go ahead and line it up, and you can true up without having to do much movement. So there I've got it now lined up. Now I'm making a 3.5 inch square, square, and there we go. So now I have a perfectly cut little guy. So if you were working with a huge turntable, which I actually own one, and I thought that was the way to go, if I cut, then when I rotated it, it was so far away from me that it was not efficient to keep cutting. And the 11-inch size seems absolutely perfect. Now another way that I like to use to true up my pieces if I'm doing a flying geese, because I like them to be nice and perfect. But my challenge is my sewing. So if you take a look at this guy, she should be 3.5 inches by 2, but you can see here that it's not quite 2 inches there, and I got some hangover there, so they're not quite perfect. But if you cut them a little bit bigger, then we can true it down to size. So I'm going to do that by making sure that my 1/4 inch is right on the tip of my little goose right there, and then we'll just trim that off, and then we're going to come around and I'm going to do my 2 inches, and you can just trim them up and get them right to size. But when you're trimming them up, all you have to do is cut, rotate, and for doing something of that size, I would use a smaller ruler, but the effect and the results are the same. Having a rotating mat gives you the ability to quickly and easily trim up your project, because you can move the whole unit, not move the fabric underneath the ruler, which would give you a skewed result. So this works really great. I hope this helps give you some really fun and efficient use of your time and your space next to your sewing machine.